This is 102.7 Chop FM, and you're listening to ArtsTalk. Good evening. This is 102.7 Chop FM, and you're listening to ArtsTalk. I'm Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Koss.
And this show is dedicated to bringing the arts to Newmarket, Ontario.
Woo!
Not just musical artists, but, well, that's pretty much all we talk
Yeah,
about.
it's pretty much all we do these days. We probably should
Honestly,
rewrite our
could we
speech.
get a painter? Could we get a writer? Could we get an actor?
We're
For
calling
heaven's
all,
sakes, calling all
art
artisans of all
freaks
types.
and geeks and
for heaven's
lovely
sakes. So it's
something.
not just about musicians, but
Typically.
if you're in the
It's
arts,
all about musicians.
typically. But if you're in the arts
Yeah.
and you want to appear on this show, then we want to talk to you. How does that happen, Taylor?
Yeah, you can email us at artstalkradio102.7@gmail.com, or you can check us out on Facebook. That's facebook.com/artstalkradio. Send us a message there and we will get back to you.
And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock to hear good tunes and find out what's going on in the independent arts scene. Our guest tonight is Heavy Petter.
Woohoo! And before we talk to Heavy Petter, we are going to get into some local music, maybe
Yes,
do
we
a
are.
little bit of a promo on the shows happening in town this weekend. Well, just one show that's happening that we know of.
Right.
And it's this Friday at the Grey Goat. You can see Lawless Sons, The Sick Needs, The Anti-Queens, and No Big Deal. That is, 74 Main Street South. I believe that's the address. And it starts at 9.
Sick Needs, isn't that Spencer Schleep's band?
Oh, yeah. Spencer.
He's
Spencer's the number one fan of ArtsTalk, actually.
That's right. He may be the only
He lives for
fan.
ArtsTalk.
Yeah.
That's his favorite day of the week.
Pretty much.
This is the favorite hour.
Our friends, our family, they don't listen.
No, just Spencer.
Just Spencer. And so we'll always hold him dear in our
Oh
hearts for
yes,
that.
oh yes.
So what are we listening to first?
Yeah, we're just gonna give a little preview of what you can hear at the Grey Goat. This
Awesome.
is a song by the Anti-Queens. They're based out of Toronto, all female punk rock. It's awesome. Check it out on Friday. This is
Do it.
Ladders by the Anti-Queens.
Okay.
My life is too short now to worry for somebody else. Go find yourself another slave.
Oh! Calling on the Dateline, Heavy Petter. Heavy
Petter, we got
What a-
you.
What a coincidence that Heavy Petter is here.
Yeah.
This is ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM. I'm Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Koss.
And we are pleased to welcome Heavy Petter to the show. Welcome, Heavy Petter.
Oh, hi.
Casey, Corey, and John from Heavy Petter. So, you guys from Barrie?
Yes.
Beautiful Barrie, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Population wise, is there a million people living in Barrie? now?
Premier waterfront community.
Yeah. You've been reading the billboard.
Well, they updated it though. Now it's
Oh
something
yeah,
else,
well
like-
played now. It's-
Yeah, well, that means.
Whatever
It's
that
well
means.
played on the.
Yeah.
Whatever that
Coming from the north, though, it says well connected.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Very well played. That's what it
Yeah,
says.
we're
Apparently
good at
not
a lot
the
of
people that
things,
make the
I
signs.
guess.
What does that mean?
Well
Oh, yeah.
connected. They built a highway
Very
here.
well played. Like with the sign that says well played.
That's nice.
Maybe it should say Barrie, home of Heavy Petter.
Right.
Yeah.
Someday it will.
Yeah,
I'm
one
pitching
day.
that to Jeff Lehman.
So the story of Heavy Petter. I heard the executive summary of the story of Heavy Petter,
Yeah?
which
What was
was
that?
you guys move in next door to a guy who plays drums, and boom, there's a band. Is that more or less what
I don't
happened?
know if that's the exact
Here we are.
How did you guys get formed as a band? Because you're pretty recent, right? I think it's been a year, maybe two, not 2 years yet. right?
1 year, just over 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is, in short, how we formed. So summer last year, so like summer 2017. Yeah, Corey and I were just jamming a lot, mostly just for fun, like just the two of us, or maybe, with some friends too. And then I don't know how the conversation started, but it was probably like, I want to be in a band. Will you start a band with me? And then
you and
we.
Corey said that to each other?
Sorry, yes, I said that
Okay.
to Corey,
That's
and yeah, I'm not sure how we took it from there, but basically we wrote one song. The first one was Murder Log,
Oh,
and
nice.
then
That's a classic.
yeah, and then wrote two more after that, and he was like, "Well, let's record it," because we had everything in our basement to record the EP. So the first self-titled EP was just Corey and I, and then we're like, "Wow."
And a drum machine.
I do remember that.
I played
too.
drums.
No,
Corey
Corey
played
played
bass.
bass and drums.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Not at the same time though.
Come on, you're being modest.
Shocking, Corey. How good of a drummer are you? Any good?
He's really good.
I play drums in another band called the Speed Humps.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
They are playing Newmarket on November 24th.
Wow.
But yeah, we did that, and then I think
So
it was
John
around November or so.
Maybe October. It wasn't soon.
Yeah.
We,
Like
we released it in like the long weekend, Labor Day weekend last year, and then we were like, "Okay, if we want to carry
Well, people
on, we
started
kind of
asking us
need
to play
a
shows.
third."
We're like, well, we can't yet. We don't have a
I
drummer.
remember, like, Corey was like, I don't even want to play drums in this band. I'm like, why not? Like, I just want to see you live.
But you're an awesome bass player, so I really wanted you to
Very
play
good.
bass.
And he plays a Rickenbacker, just saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a Ricky, black and white
Oh,
Ricky
yeah.
like yours? Oh.
And
classic.
then John
beautiful bass.
lives next door to us, and he plays drums in a band called Bigfoot Portal Crisis.
Yes.
They do punk ska. They're awesome. And yeah, we just
You're
decided
hanging out in the
we-
driveway, and I
let's
was like,
just ask 'em.
"So, John, we need a drummer." He was like, "Yep."
That's
That was it.
amazing.
So John, though, working in a band where there's a drummer that's not drumming, it's a bit like Taylor Hawkins in Foo Fighters, right? You know, Dave Grohl's playing guitar, but he's always going, "I could have played that better." Do you get you feeling any of that with from Corey at all?
No, they let me take control of the wheel when I'm behind the kit.
That's
Does he?
good. He's just trying to be a drama queen here. He's just trying to stir the pot. and
Somebody
start a
asked
fight
Taylor
over
Hawkins
there.
that question. You know what he said? He said, there's one thing I do better than Dave, and that's a single stroke roll. Mine is better than
actually
Dave's.
heard
And he
you
would
say
admit that.
that.
And then he said, you'll notice I do that a lot.
They have different drumming styles, and so do
love it.
these two. Like
Yeah.
it's totally,
Kind of Pete.
totally different.
No, that's of course there's room for two drummers in a band. Of course there is.
Oh, yeah.
I'd pick
So-
Dave Grohl though.
So John joins the band, and then it was like Neil Peart joining Rush. Thing just went, wow.
Exactly.
Stop bringing up
yeah.
Rush.
We blew up. Yeah,
You
it was
blew
crazy.
up.
1 million fans.
Yeah, like, so many. No, but actually, it's really cool. You guys have actually blown up as far as like the local community that we're talking about,
In
which
a
is pretty
short
much
period of
very
time.
Newmarket. That's kind of what we have like in this little circle.
That's our scene.
Thank
And
you.
You were surprised at how many people I hear being like, Heavy Petter's my favorite local band. Like,
What?
I'm not even making that up. That's real. Like, you
That's
guys
really
have done
nice to
very
hear.
Well.
How fun is that?
It's pretty
great.
So much fun.
That's really cool.
being awesome.
So yeah, so you guys record in your own. You have your own studio, right? And Corey, you are kind of the head of that.
Well, I've been doing that, but we are going to be recording in December in a studio. It's nice to remove yourself from the process when you play in the band. So
You're really good at recording,
so,
but yeah, it would be cool to.
yeah, so
not
we'll be
have
doing
to
that
do all the
with Shane
nice.
from the
Wicked.
Fox. So he has his own studio, and
Yeah.
he's actually going to be moving. So we'll be the first one in his new studio.
Oh.
So we're really looking forward
Very
to that.
cool.
I've heard a bunch of the stuff he's done, and it's great. So yeah, looking forward to that. Getting our first full-length album out there.
Nice. Do you know how many songs you're doing?
12.
Yeah,
Ooh.
10 to 12, probably 12.
12.
Are you going to include songs that you released already, or is it going to be all fresh?
We might have to.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of good songs in your EPs too. That.
Thanks.
And you just started writing about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a ton
Pretty
of
good
material.
output.
When we
I
started a year ago, that was like basically when I first started writing music. So it's all very new. I'm not for you guys. You've been in many bands and
Yeah.
written
So this
way
is
more,
this
but-
is Casey's first band, which must be really exciting.
definitely.
You grew up going to like punk shows or that sort of thing. Were you always involved with the music community?
Yeah. Like I remember going to the Native Friendship Center in Barrie and the foundation. Did they have all ages stuff?
They did. I remember
They
going
did,
to
yeah.
a few shows. Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely a little bit in Barrie, and then all through my 20s in Toronto, I was
Right,
like
yeah.
all over the scene. And had a lot of friends in bands, but was never in one myself. So
Well, now you are.
pretty pumped now.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So you guys have been in bands before, Heavy Petter. How many bands have you been in?
Many.
Many? Too many to count?
Yeah, like
Several.
since I was 15, so
Okay.
100 years.
Yeah, they have a
No.
lot of experience on me.
You look good for $1.15, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got ID'd the other day.
I saw that.
It's because you shaved your beard.
I know.
Very cool.
So who were you covering, you two, when you were jamming together, that you had in common? You obviously liked playing together before you decided to be in a band.
What do we do? Misfits, that was easy.
Descendants.
Descendants for sure. Chicks Dig It.
Yeah. The Dwarves.
Dwarves, Black Flag, Muffs.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's probably
I
it.
don't
And I don't know, you started.
Danzig.
Oh yeah,
had
you've been a
couple of
Danzig too. Yeah,
those.
that's true.
What dancing song did you cover?
Not of This World, was it?
Not of this world, yeah.
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 Cool.
So when you first decided to pull the trigger and write, did you go back to that in some way?
Like back to the covers and that sort of.
Well, yeah, for inspiration, for rhythms or for lyrical ideas.
I don't know if I looked for something in other music. I'm definitely inspired to write by certain bands. Like New Bomb Turks is one of my favorite bands, and whenever I listen to them, I just get like really amped. I'm like, damn, these riffs are really good and they're really fun. So, but I don't know if that's reflected in my music. Our music.
It's interesting how that is, right? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I feel the same way. There's certain musicians that I'm like, this makes me, I want to write like this, but I don't think I sound anything like.
Yeah, I don't
What
think it'll
makes
ever
it-
happen, but
Yeah.
I wish.
Maybe. You never know, right?
But yeah, New Bomb Turks are pretty inspiring.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
Hour of the Wolf from Arizona.
Oh,
there you go.
Corey's wearing the
Reppin'.
T-shirt here for those who can't see.
Yeah.
So you're new to it. Were you playing guitar throughout your life, or was that also something you picked up?
I actually grew up playing piano
Ooh.
and then cut that off when I went into high school, and then didn't really play anything. I picked up a guitar a few times in my 20s and just never kept with it, and then like 3 years ago just started giving her. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I really want to do this. Like, let me just practice more, and then
Yeah. Cool.
stuck with it, and I guess it was just the right time.
Do you learn
So-
guitar by hearing, or are you doing like sheet music tabs? Like, piano's kind of a
It was
theory-based
mostly just
thing.
looking up songs I liked and reading the tabs.
Yeah.
The tabs were pretty easy to
Cool.
read, so yeah. And then I had a few people teach me some tricks, and yeah.
Nice. Very, very good.
Do you offer tips? Are you coaching? Because
I
that could be risky.
I definitely asked Corey for a lot
Yeah,
of
I
tips. He's
try.
a really good guitar player, so.
But help her out where I can.
You're
But it's also
You're holding back
but at
something.
the same time, I don't want to influence it either, right? It's nice to see
Yeah,
her personality come out in the playing, and I don't want her to play like I do. So it's more how do I do this as opposed to what should I do, right? So, you know, kind of
There's
take
some
that
issues
approach.
of technical correctness that I'm sure.
Exactly, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
forming her chords properly, and you know, why isn't that note ringing? It's like,
Yeah.
well, your hand's not
Ergonomics
held
of it.
correctly. Yeah, exactly.
And playing with other people too. Like I've learned different techniques, and I don't know if I watch people play. Also, like every time I go to shows, like anytime I've watched live bands play, I'm always watching how they play and what they're doing. Especially if it's a band I really like, and if it's a song that I jam on my own, I'm just like, oh, that's how they play it. Or, oh, that's not the note I was playing. Oh my god. But
We were talking about that too because we went to that Piston show and you were
Yeah.
checking out pedals that night because you just got a new pedal
yeah.
or something, right? And
Yeah, I
you
was
were
like,
kind of oogling over
what
pedal.
the hell are
boards.
they doing with all those?
Oh, it's crazy. But it's cool how you get one pedal and then you get another pedal and you start to learn like piece by piece how
Yeah.
they all work together or not. But yeah.
Pretty soon you're carrying around big heavy boxes. Full of
I don't know. I have one and it's already overwhelming. That's probably enough. I'm not doing anything too
No, it's
crazy.
good. It's cool. It's fun to experiment with gear,
So
right?
relate to
Yeah.
me. Sorry, the song we opened the show with has already been obviously put to tape, but is this one of the ones that's going to be on the record or no? Is it?
What was it? Calling on the Dateline?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that will be on the full
It
length.
is.
And
that's
that was on
finished
the
product?
second EP.
You've got it how it's
Yeah.
going to sound on the album.
Yes. I mean, when we re-record it, we'll probably do it again. I don't think we'll pick the same.
Yeah, I mean, we recorded that, so that was off an EP we released called Satin Rules, not to be confused with Satan Rules.
Yeah, it's been played on a couple other stations, and people keep saying Satan rules, probably thinking that we don't know how to spell, but
That's
joke was
the whole
that it's
joke of it.
satin. It was purposely misspelled to be
Hail
satin.
satin.
So we recorded that in February of this year, so, you know, we've kind of, not that we play the song differently, but, you know, we've kind of gelled a lot more on the song, so it's going to be nice to kind of refresh those songs and have a kind of a polished recording as opposed to something we just did in our basement, which still sounds decent, but you know,
Totally.
it's,
But
it's
so
always
different,
nice to
like-
revisit the songs after you've been playing together.
Even when, like, it was just the
together
two of
for a
us. And then with,
Yeah.
like, when John came in, like, yeah, we play everything.
Yeah.
Do you guys find you
Faster.
play everything faster?
Yeah.
They keep
Isn't
getting
that
faster
crazy,
and
right?
faster.
We listen to like the Hysterics EP, but this is so slow. Like we play it so much faster.
It's funny
now.
because I'm often the one saying, "God, it's not fast enough. It needs to be a little faster."
Nice.
Yeah,
But-
then you listen back to like Pizza Abuse, and you're like, whoa, we play it so much faster now.
Yeah.
It just happens.
It's
And it's,
yeah.
it's like the song's growing, and it's nice to have demos and then like more of a hard copy version or like a recording that's master recording.
The song starts to demand something, right?
It becomes its own personality.
It
You
does.
can't
Yeah.
stop it from
It
growing.
does, which is one of
Yeah.
the fascinating things about it. Before there was nothing, now there's this thing, and it's not just a thing; it's a thing that starts to set its own terms.
Yeah,
It
people
starts
are
to
singing
demand
along
something
with
from
it
you,
and
right?
breathing.
The song starts to ask you to do things, and sometimes you can't do them. You have to admit to the song.
fast.
This, it's a too. I just can't play that fast.
No.
This is ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM. I'm Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Cox.
And we are in conversation with Heavy Petter, Casey, Corey, and John from Heavy Petter from beautiful Barrie, Ontario.
What was that?
The premier waterfront community.
Yeah.
Well played, well connected.
That's Casey.
Hashtag Barrie,
who-
Ontario.
Casey just was running for mayor of Barrie.
You should run for mayor.
She's going to be
man.
head
Gotta
of the
wait
Chamber
now.
of Commerce very shortly. She can quote the slogan.
I love it so much. So Heavy Petter is going to play a couple live acoustic versions of their songs, which is something new to you guys, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very new.
Very new.
That's exciting.
This is so fun that you're nervous.
Are you?
We're having a killer good time.
So yeah, if you guys want to are you ready to perform, or should we put a song on and you guys can get situated? It's
Whatever
up
you
to
want.
you. If you're ready to play
I'm
now,
easy.
We're ready to go now. We can go now.
I'm
We
good
can
to
go
go,
up
yeah.
Facebook Live. Do you mind if we put you on
We're
Facebook Live?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna go live, and let's see here. So, what song are we gonna hear?
Ooh.
With my eyes.
With My Eyes. And I've just found out that this is one of the songs that I love to sing along to, and Heavy Petter plays.
Kidding. Are you going to sing a little harmony then?
No, I'm not gonna ruin it for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, right.
Not tonight. Yeah, I know.
I've heard Novella.
No. I mean, sometimes when I'm singing along, it's like, oh, that was not.
Can I back up a bit just in case I
Yeah.
sing?
Roll
Oh, there's a
tunes
monitor
already.
there.
So,
Oh, is
yeah.
it? Okay, I'll just save it.
Yeah, so you're just getting all ready here. We are super excited for Heavy Petter. So if you want to check out this live stream and see what everyone looks like, then hop on Facebook and check out ArtsTalk Radio. and you'll see the live stream.
And there we are.
Yeah.
So with my eyes,
You guys ready?
this is Heavy Petter on 102.7 Chop FM. That's a different kind of count in. I noticed you singing along. That was Heavy Petter with My Eyes, live in the studio here on ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM.
We had a lot of people watching, actually. We had like six people, like Scotty and Sarah and all these. Yeah, like you've already got. See, Heavy Petter, they're what's happening right now.
Cool.
Up and coming punk band from Barrie. I swear to God, if you see them on a bill, you need to be at that show. Heavy Petter.
You betcha.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't watching on television, John
Facebook.
or on Facebook, John has a real DIY kind of setup going on there. The kick drum is a little suitcase.
That's adorable.
And the hoodie is acting as a muffler on the snare drum. Awesome.
A Descendants hoodie too. There you go.
Beautiful.
That's that case.
Very nice. Got a great acoustic setup. That sounded great.
Now, when we had, who was it? Beaver Slap here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Caitlin had the.
I watched that recently. She was just going to town on that, having a great time. I loved it. Loved it.
She has a suitcase thing?
Yeah, with her, but beating their sticks on it. Oh, it was
cool.
great.
Yeah, they did a really good job too. It was
She looked
really
really
cool.
happy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good. I think they had a good time. Hopefully.
So, will this be your first time working with a producer when you go in
Are you working
with
with a
Shane?
producer?
No, I've recorded with producers a couple
You have.
times. Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested in knowing what your thoughts are on that. This will be, I think it'll be new for you. So there's a challenge there, I think, which is once you create something, it's almost impossible to be objective about it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like the word producer, or when you go to someone's studio, does it mean that they're necessarily producing your music?
If you ask them to.
Yeah.
So I've done both. I've gone to a studio and literally just worked with an engineer who
Yeah.
just makes sure it sounds well.
Right.
And I've also gone with the producer who will sit in your jam sessions with you, get to know your songs a little better.
Right.
And when you record, he'll offer suggestions on perhaps, adding more vocals, doubling up stuff, or getting you to sing different. And it's more
Arrangement.
the,
You start
let's
touching
just try
about
it.
it. Yeah.
If you don't like it, cool, but let's just record it, play it back, and I had a really positive experience with that. Initially, I'm like, what do you mean you want us to do things differently? But we were paying him to do that. And the end result was, we have to relearn how we play our songs when we go live next time now. Yes, but I was
happens,
really
yeah.
happy with the results.
Like when you guys worked with Ian Blurton,
Yeah,
that
that
record
was
came
great.
out really nice.
Yeah,
What
and
band worked
suggestions.
with him?
an old band was in called Tight Nuns.
Cool.
And I was super happy with how that turned out. And it was a positive experience. I would recommend it if anybody's just has an open mind, because when you're not in the band, you hear songs differently, and you may have different perspectives. And
I'll be
just record it.
interested.
It's everything's digital now. You don't have to go tape, right? Just record it. You don't like it, delete it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's as simple
That's
as
true.
that.
I've actually worked with Shane before, so
Yeah.
he's really easy to work with.
Did
and he-
Bigfoot
Yeah, we-
Bigfoot Quarter Crisis?
we did our
That's-
EP with Shane.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool. Nice. I just listened to it the other day. Very cool. I like
Right
it.
on, thanks.
Yeah.
And your old band too, right?
This will be my sixth band working. with him.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah,
Working
he's-
with Shane too?
Yeah,
Must be a good experience then.
yeah. I like it. It's cozy. It's like feels like home.
Yeah.
And he's very easy to work with.
Totally.
He doesn't produce your sound, but he helps you tweak, gives you little suggestions.
He has a lot of experience with music, so
Yeah.
he'll definitely have some. I'm sure he'll have some suggestions,
Yeah.
and I'm curious to see what other people take away from it. And
Totally.
sometimes you hear a song and you're like, oh, they should have done this, right? So hopefully you kind of get that experience with
Yeah.
the producer. And
Does he fill the engineering role as well?
yes,
Yeah.
Because that's real important too.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's super
If it
important.
doesn't, if you don't
Super
use the right mics and capture the right sound, it doesn't matter how well you perform.
So
Exactly.
Very
It could be a
exciting.
great song and still sound bad.
Yeah,
Something I love about what I've heard about Shane's recording attitude is basically like just no phony, basically no auto tune and
yeah,
trying to play all together so you sound the way you sound live when you're playing together
Yeah.
versus
yeah.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
does it track by track or instrument by instrument or if it's live off the floor, but he always seems really about the authentic sound of the band
Impression,
versus
that's about it.
yeah, which is awesome and good attitude to go for.
Maybe
with.
some EQ just to separate some of the instruments. And,
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried autotune?
Sorry.
Have you tried autotune?
I think that there is. I remember asking about that with the Rubella thing, and the producer that we worked with for a couple songs was like, everyone has a little bit of auto tune and you don't even know. Or he said something like that. So I
Right.
think there is a little bit of auto tune in certain
Right.
parts, but I don't really know how it works because I
It's like steroids in sports. Nobody's doing it.
don't even know.
not in anything I record. Or any of the bands that I have recorded. Or
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use that option, so yeah.
It's weird. I don't really understand it completely, and
Neither do I.
it doesn't seem very.
The perception I get is that
Popular.
somebody like me who can't sing could sing into autotune and it would sound okay coming out the other end, which would be awesome. If that were true, I would buy autotune.
It's like Britney Spears,
I-
though. That's what that was all about.
I know people claim to be able to hear an autotune on a song. Can you hear
There's
that?
certain. I feel like they use
A
A
it
lot
as-
of pop
You can
songs
hear
you
all
can
the
hear
pitch.
auto tune, yeah, especially if they go
And-
higher, like they almost all sound the same. They hit that.
You can hear that
Same
weird,
range.
robotic sound,
Yeah.
like they use.
Like that
I don't
Cher
know how to
song
do
about
it.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think autotune blew up with that song.
No offense,
probably.
Cher, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
good example
Not
of
that
auto
I've ever
tune.
listened to that.
Anyways, forget about auto tune. We're all about the
just curious.
authenticity.
Curious.
of
I'm
everything.
more of an acoustic, organic man myself.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Right.
So you guys have another song that you were gonna perform for us. Are you feeling up to it?
I guess.
Come on.
I guess.
Look
These
at
are
the
the last
reluctant
one.
diva all
We
of
did
a sudden.
practice them.
Now that she knows she's huge,
She's
going,
fitting in. Yeah, she's
I
good.
suppose.
maybe you're overexposed now.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go live again on Facebook. For people that didn't catch the last one, you can go to facebook.com/ArtsTalk Radio, or you can, yeah, no, that's pretty much all you can do. That's where you can find this live stream. That's on ArtsTalk Radio on Facebook. And yeah, what song are we gonna hear today?
This one is called The World.
It's called The World. And is this a song that you're gonna sing, Casey?
Yes.
And do you normally sing this song?
Only as of recently. I was written and originally sang by Corey.
Okay.
But I am now singing it.
All right.
Very
Casey's
interesting.
takeover.
All right, so we have
Mhm.
Big takeover.
Heavy Petter with The World on 102.7 Chop FM.
Here we go.
Ready?
No.
The World by Heavy Petter on 102.7 Chop FM. You're listening to Arts Talk. I'm Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Koss.
And that was Heavy Petter, and we're talking to Heavy Petter. So, John, speaking of single stroke rolls, very nice. Very
comes the drum
tight,
talk.
super tight.
Do you have a question you want to ask about drums? I mean, you've
Are
been
you a
pretty
drummer?
behaved.
Are you-
Dave is a drummer.
How do you play?
Let's
How do
interview the
you
interviewer.
How do you
How
play
do
drums?
do it?
Dave wants to know.
Seriously, I don't need to know anything.
No, you're really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
No, I've reached a level of mastery now. I'm zen. I'm at the zen phase, where I just need to think.
You're Dream Theater's next drummer.
I am.
Right?
I am.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Woo!
Do you remember
Bad
when
man.
did you follow Portnoy at all, Mark Portnoy?
Not really.
I don't blame you. It's Prague, but he's really, really, really good. He was one of those guys where he was so good when he quit the band. I thought,
What band are you
how did-
talking about?
Dream Theater.
Oh,
Band
okay,
Dream Theater.
okay. I wish I didn't bring
How
up
did they
that
ever
band.
replace him? Prague band. I don't know. I'm on my depth here. But trust me, really talented, really fast, crazy fast. And so I watched on YouTube the people auditioning to replace him, and there was like tons of them, and they're all crazy good and
actually
crazy
crazy,
fast.
yeah.
Crazy good and crazy fast. All of them, any one of them. I watched like 7 auditions, any one of them.
I love that I've trained you to be like, it's prog. You won't like it.
Prog is very interesting music.
It's,
very,
that's just my opinion.
like
Dave, just so you
intellectual
know. Yeah.
music.
Very.
Think of it.
Yeah, and it's just it's the strangest thing because it's really heart and soul music with me. I grew up in the 70s. I was a teenager in the 70s, which is when that stuff was at its peak. And punk came in, you may remember, as a reaction to how self-indulgent prog got.
I love it.
People started making really short songs that were just really loud, and you didn't need that much skill to play. It's widely known.
3 chords, the F word, and
Yeah.
And you're
say
pretty
where
much
you
good to
got
go.
it.
You're
No,
headlining CBGB.
it's more than that. but-
Anyway, I don't know why that came out with a single stroke roll. So,
It's okay. We have to talk about Dream Theater once every show.
or Rush.
Or Rush.
You're much
Yeah.
less angry about Dream Theater though. When I mentioned
It's
Rush,
true.
the
I
anger
hate
goes
Rush.
on.
Do you guys like Rush?
No.
Oh, but Neil
Corey,
Peart
let's
is
high
so
five
good.
about this.
He Neil Peart was amazing in Rush, and then he became even more amazing when he went
Went
back
to a
and
traditional
studied.
grip, learned how to play jazz.
Yeah. Have you heard like? Well, he probably
At the
hasn't.
peak
All
of his
them.
career, he decided, I better
I
learn
didn't
how
know
to play
this.
jazz.
Yeah.
Not
he
knocking them as
learned
musicians.
More.
Yeah.
Just like,
I think there's a big difference between being technically good and being able to write a good song.
Yes.
And
But good to who? I mean, it's a
Exactly.
matter of opinion.
Well,
subjective.
But
yeah.
that was like my opinion, man.
I'm sure some people. It's hard to believe, but I'm sure some people hate our music.
But I think you're right, and there are people who criticize some bands like that because it's so self-indulgent and seems to be, I don't know, it's crafted. But the thing with Rush, and this is the last I'll say, is they can do complex time signatures. They can do weird time
Yeah.
changes and still have you bumping your head.
That is
and there
a
are
skill.
a few
Yeah.
bands that can do that well. They can play a 7 or a 13 or
It's
something.
like the later Black Flag albums.
There you
Complex,
go.
complex, yet accessible in a way.
Rush,
love it.
pretty much Black Flag.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
totally
yeah.
have like a debate,
So-
debate episode of like Black Flag versus Rush.
Black Flag versus Rush.
I'm in. Corey, are you in?
I'm in.
All right, cool. All right, so we are getting close to the end of the show. Not quite there yet, but
So how much
I'm.
do we have to play? 2 tunes to play.
Well, we're gonna close the show with a little bit more heavy pedal recording, but I do want to talk about shows that you guys are playing,
Oh, where people can
coming
find
up.
the music. Yeah.
where they can find your music, because you guys have been super crazy active in the past year, your first year of being a band out in the open. So what's up for Heavy Pedal as far as shows?
Our first show, technically, I think you threw March 31st
Yeah,
of
you're right.
Yeah.
this year. So it hasn't even been a year that
That's
we played live.
crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
I forgot. Totally.
So the next one we have booked is November 30th at the Fox in Barrie.
Nice.
Who else
And
is on
then-
that bill? Do you know?
Doors and Fours. Who else was it? John Creedon.
Yeah,
I think,
but he just
I think he
bailed
had
for
to
some
drop off,
reason.
unfortunately.
It
Yeah.
happens.
And then, unfortunately, I forget the other band's name.
You'll just have to follow Heavy Pedal.
But definitely, you should just go because
it's
it's always a good night at the
Yeah.
Fox.
always good.
There's always good music there.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's the only show we have booked.
Do you guys play
And then
Toronto
recording-
often?
Then recording December. We've
Mhm.
played Toronto once.
Yep.
Yeah, we played the Bovine.
That
and
was
was
Bistro.
Dog show.
That was our second
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
That was such a
Yeah.
good lineup.
That was
I
such a fun
like,
night.
What?
Like, those guys were great, and
Yeah, it
I
was
love
super
playing that
fun.
venue. I mean,
Nice.
Bovine's awesome.
When I moved to Toronto,
Any
that was
week
the
of the
first
night.
place I started going to,
Yeah.
and like I basically lived there, so
Yeah.
to play.
That's
it
a
was-
fun stage for your second ever show.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I was floored.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Super, super cool.
So what are you doing in terms of stagecraft? This is fairly new to you. So are you thinking about what you're doing while you're up there?
Yes, all the time. I'm always thinking. I probably overanalyze, but it's more comfortable now. Like the first few shows, yeah, I was like crapping my pants a little bit.
It happens.
But also the three of us mesh really well together, and the first couple of shows, like all of our friends showed up, and like even people that aren't really into the music. So I was like having all those faces like really helped. But
Yeah.
That's good.
I just also really like playing, so I don't think too much about what I'm doing.
You guys
anymore.
look very, very well rehearsed on stage. That one of the things that I noticed, I don't know how recent it was, but in the past 6 months or something, was just how well you guys flow on stage. Like, there's not a lot of gaps and there's not a lot of like silence. Like, you're kind of seamless between a lot of songs, which
good
is
to hear.
really good as far as the live
a
performance.
lot of
And
rehearsing?
It takes a long time, I think, for some bands to get to that level.
It does. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
thanks.
a lot of that's intentional because the more we play, the less we have to talk. So we just play.
Yeah, I never know what to say unless I've had a few beers.
It's
and
hard to talk, and it's good to be able to just like go into the next song if you
We're
are
not no
able.
effects. They just talk in between all their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't pay to hear us talk.
No.
Just a little bit, just a little
I
bit.
think you should only talk if you got something to say, and if you don't, then keep on going.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so yeah, thank you guys for coming on the show. We're gonna listen to a little bit more Heavy Petter and another hour of local-ish music coming up after the show.
Right, so
definitely,
stay tuned.
Yeah,
Don't tune out the minute we
don't
leave.
change that dial.
Do not change that. Do not touch that
Do
dial.
they still use dials?
Well, some people do. You know.
Don't click the button.
Do not.
Don't even leave your car. Just
Do
stay
not
there.
leave that website.
Stay there in your driveway for the next hour and listen to everything we're gonna play. So if people want to check out your music online, what is the best platform for them to do so?
Everything's on Bandcamp.
HeavyPetter.com goes
HeavyPetter.com
straight to Bandcamp.
links you
Oh,
to
cool!
it.
You guys have a .com.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So
Yeah, and it's all
HeavyPetter.com.
free
Yeah.
download.
It's
Awesome.
on the Spotify's and all those things.
Yeah, what are
but
we on? Spotify,
If you don't pay for
Google,
those things,
Google
just go to
something,
Bandcamp.
Google Play, Google Music. What is that?
Google Play, all those things.
Just look for
I don't do the streaming thing. I'd rather just download it and listen to it. But it's all there because that's what people like. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. I just put it on the Amazon Music the other day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I
Corey's got to do
think
all
that's
this stuff.
about
I'm not
it.
hip to that stuff.
You know, but it's there. Or just go to HeavyPetter.com. You can download it. And
Buy
That's
the
what we
music.
update first is our Bandcamp. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I like
How
that
much time do you
Bandcamp
figure
one.
to take to record the album?
The
Probably
upcoming
2
one?
weekends.
How much time? Like, how much
We're
time
gonna
are you
do it
setting
in a
aside to
weekend.
record it?
A weekend or two.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we're well rehearsed. Just nail them.
Yeah.
Knock them out quick.
So you can be back here in like 3 weeks with a new record.
No, we're not recording until December.
We're
Oh,
booked
okay.
till January, man.
All right. I know. We want you to come back when the
Yeah.
album's done.
Definitely.
Well,
Thank you,
that'll
we'd
be
love to.
the recording, but then there's mixing and mastering after that.
Of
so
course, yeah. And that usually takes
sometime
10
it'll
times.
be in the new year when we have this out on all the things.
all the things. Do you think about going vinyl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay,
But that
cool.
takes a long time because.
Definitely. That's a whole thing.
But
Yeah.
we'll have it out and digitally first, and then
Yeah.
vinyl come whenever it's made.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for you guys. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very, very good.
All right.
And we like when people bring debuts on here.
Yeah.
We're like global debuts. That's
Yeah, David's all about world premiering stuff on
World
ArtsTalk.
premiere.
So this
the
was.
song you guys are going to be playing will be the first time it's ever been played as
There's
well.
2 world premieres.
There you go.
Casey singing Corey's songs and
Oh,
Subject by Heavy Petter.
snap.
This is why
Amazing.
people tune in by the tens and tens to ArtsTalk.
Swear to God. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this was great. Thank you guys so much for being on the
Happy
show.
to be here. Thanks so
Yeah,
much
it's a
for
great pleasure
inviting.
to have you.
Yeah, anytime. And definitely we want you to come back when you have the full length album back.
Bring that album and we'll criticize it.
Deal.
Well, Taylor.
I will be a fangirl and Dave will ask you personal questions about politics probably on that show.
Everything. All the offensive stuff will be there.
All right, so make sure you keep tuning in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Next week we have Razor Bath playing and it's Halloween, so we're getting
Razor
super
Bath.
spooky and dark next
Look out.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Look out.
And don't forget the show on Friday, that's at the Grey Goat, featuring Lawless Sons, The Sick Needs, hey Spencer, The Anti-Queens, and No Big Deal. The doors are at 9 p.m. Music will start about 9:45, so don't be late. We are listening to a world premiere of Heavy Petter. This song is called Subject, and you're listening to 102.7 Chop FM.